Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Daily Collegian Multimedia. I'm Jack Hirsch, the Multimedia Editor of the Daily Collegian, and we're going to bring you our picks from the Daily Collegian sports staff of the 2018 March Madness Tournament, which starts today. So I'm joined by two very special guests, David Eckert, Daily Collegian Sports Editor, and Tyler King, Daily Collegian Sports Chief. They each picked half of the 2018 NCAA tournament bracket, and we're going to compare them, what their picks are, and then we're going to go ahead and decide a champion based on their two Final Four participants each. So Tyler, we're going to start with you in the South region with the #1 overall seed in the tournament, the University of Virginia, and obviously they have some injury concerns.
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter, their sixth man. He's been big for them with their defense this year. Virginia's known for their defense, but he's out with a wrist injury. So that's why I like Arizona over Virginia in the Sweet 16 there. Arizona getting to the Elite Eight. And on the bottom half of the bracket, Loyola Chicago with an upset over Miami. Miami, a reeling team. Lonnie Walker and the Hurricanes down there have been struggling as of lately. That's why I like Loyola Chicago there with an upset in the first round. The rest of it, I have some chalk. Tennessee, Cincinnati. Cincinnati over Tennessee in the Sweet 16. And then moving on to the Elite Eight, I like Arizona to come out of this region. DeAndre Ayton, the best player in college basketball, a dominant post presence, drawing comparisons to Marcus Cousins, so you know how talented he is. Sean Miller has never been able to reach this point in the tournament, but I think this is the year. This might be his most talented team, Alonzo Trier and Raleigh Atkins, two other very talented players that they have there, and I like Arizona's draw here. The one matchup that concerns me is Kentucky in the second round, but other than that, I think Arizona is going to have an easy ride into the Final Four here.
So you heard it here. Arizona is going to advance #4 seed out of the South region. Move on now to the West region, where we have Xavier as the #1 overall seed. But you don't have them advancing either.
No, I don't. A lot of people are saying Xavier is the weakest of the top seeds, and I agree with that. But I think this region, the top half, is not as strong. So I think Xavier has an easy ride to the Elite Eight. Ohio State, I like them over Gonzaga in the second round, but I do like Xavier over Ohio State there in the Sweet 16 to get the Elite Eight. But in the bottom half is where it gets kind of tricky. Michigan, UNC, some two really talented teams. I have them matching up in the Sweet 16. I like North Carolina to get to the Elite Eight. I just think they're a better team than Michigan. They're deeper. I think they have a lot more three-point shooting, and that's why I like them to move past Xavier as well. I think North Carolina playing some really good basketball this time. They weren't able to win the ACC tournament, but they got there. They beat Duke in Miami in the process. They looked really impressive. The three-point shooting has been really good lately, so that's why I like North Carolina to come out of the West region and get to the Final Four.
All right. Yeah, obviously I think that Michigan-UNC matchup could be one of the bigger matchups in this entire tournament. Now we're going to move ahead to Dave's side of the bracket, and we're going to go to that East region with #1 seed Villanova, the 2016 champion of the tournament. Do you have them moving forward?
I do, yeah. I don't really think there's a test for them in this region, to be totally honest. You know, you look at their 2 seed down here, you got Purdue. Purdue, they're not playing great basketball. They got a relatively easy draw in the Big Ten tournament with Penn State. I know a lot of our listeners won't love to hear that, but I like Butler over Purdue, actually. I don't know. Butler's just one of those teams that gives me a gut feeling. Big East played some really, really tough teams all year long, getting into the NCAA tournament as a 10 seed. Probably could have been seeded a little higher. If I'm Arkansas, I'm probably not thrilled with that matchup in the first round. So I like them to get to the Elite Eight here, but I think Villanova is going to be too much for them, and they're going to advance to the Final Four.
Yeah, Butler as the 10 seed, the highest seed in the Elite Eight of any of our picks here. So move on now to the last section of the bracket. We got the Midwest and #1 seed Kansas. You have them advancing as well.
Yeah.
Interesting that Tyler didn't have a single #1 seed advancing to the Final Four. Dave has both of his #1 seeds. What do you like to watch for in this bracket?
You know, Kansas is anything but a guarantee here, you know, because you've got 2 really good teams here with the 3 and the 2 in Duke and Michigan State. But I don't know. I like Kansas. I think they shoot well. They have the bigs this year, which has been a concern for them. So and really their draw isn't that great in the top half of their region. I mean, Auburn has some serious injury issues. They don't have many players even healthy to play. Clemson, I mean, there's not a ton that they can do for you. So give me Kansas easy up top here. But then I'm really excited for both of these 2 games here, assuming that these 2 teams are able to reach this point. I think Michigan State and Duke is going to be a real thriller. But I don't know. I really like Kansas. I think this is the year Bill Self kind of figures it out, gets his team to the Final Four.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are saying that Kansas' biggest challenge might be 16 seed Penn.
Oh my.
So a lot of people, but now, so we have our final four here. We're going to move forward and compare these four teams. Who do we like in this matchup, Arizona and UNC, Tyler?
Yeah, I like the Tar Heels. I think, like I said, they've been playing some really good basketball. This is a tough matchup for them. They don't really have a big that can match up with DeAndre Ayton, nor do most teams in the country. But I think the guard play in North Carolina, they have a lot of experienced players. Cameron Johnson, Kenny Williams can really shoot the three, as you've seen in the ACC tournament. And I think Joel Berry is the key. Joel Berry is one of the most experienced, most talented guards in the country, and I think he is going to be what ultimately gets them past the Wildcats into the Final Four, or into the championship game, excuse me, and I like the Tar Heels in this one.
Dave, are we going to have a matchup of that epic 2016 final where Villanova defeated UNC?
I think we are. I don't think Kansas can hang with Villanova. Villanova has two bona fide studs in Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges that I don't think Kansas is going to be able to compete with. I really like I like Villanova to advance here.
All right, guys. UNC, Villanova, 2016 rematch. Who do you like?
I like the Tar Heels. Like I said this entire time, they are playing their best basketball this season right now. Roy Williams going for back-to-back championships. I think they're going to get revenge over Villanova. I still think they have that sour taste in their mouth from that matchup a couple years ago. So I think Joel Berry was on that team, and now Luke May, who was the hero of the tournament last year, I think he's going to step up big again, and I don't think Villanova has anyone that can hang with Luke May. So I like Mikal Bridges a lot. I think Jalen Brunson, he's not as good as Joel Berry, I don't think. So I think overall, I think North Carolina's just a more talented team. They shoot the three a little bit better, and they have the bigs that can really disrupt the Villanova defense.
Dave?
I think it's a coin flip, but I'm going to go with Villanova here just to provide a counter perspective. I really like Villanova's two stars. I think they can really carry them in a game like this. And really just a UNC Villanova matchup would just be so entertaining. You've got two teams that have been there before against each other, and two teams that can really battle it out. In the end, give me Jay Wright over Roy Williams though. So that'll be what I'll use to decide that.
All right, well, I'm obviously going to go with my hometown Villanova Wildcats to win the championship again, second time in 3 years. That's all we have for you guys today. Stick around with the Daily Collegian because Penn State playing in the NIT, so lots to watch for there. But we'll all be watching this March Madness tournament. So thank you, good luck with all your brackets, and we'll see you later.